taking over. You a queen when I less than I'm a gozy. Owamie, Owamie. Owamie, Owamie. Owamie, Owamie. Owamie, Owamie. Girl, you're such a powerful woman.
Hi my ninjas, how are you doing? It's your girl Owamie, aka Miss Fearful, collaborating back for all entertainment. If it's the first time joining me, I'm most really welcome. Please do make sure that you subscribe and obviously hit the bell. I absolutely love you, and do not forget to follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. It's at boldly Owamie. Now my ninjas, obviously you guys should remember the 30th of March we do have our masterclass that is only 390 rands. I'm sure that there's gonna be a banner with account numbers here and phone numbers. Take those, you make a payment of 390, you send proof of payment to the WhatsApp numbers, and then you will be able to actually join us. Anyway ninjas, today we're gonna talk about Khumalo. I know that she was trending for me yesterday. Of course you guys will get these videos on a Sunday, but she was actually trending, you guys, because there's new allegations that have been brought forth. So the Newsroom Africa is saying that two suspects in the Senzo Meyiwa trial claim that Khumalo paid 100,000 rands for her lover to be killed. Legal analyst Mpumelelo Zikalala says the defense may argue on why Khumalo was not arrested if the confessions implicated her, which obviously first of all is a huge question. If they are out here and they're actually alleging that Khumalo is the one that actually paid for this man to go and unalive Senzo Meyiwa, then obviously they need to know, okay, if that's the case, how come y'all never actually arrested her? Which is a question that we would also like to know. Would like to know why is she still a free woman? Like, they should have already nabbed her. At least, even if she's out on bail, we'll know that at least, she was arrested in terms of these are the allegations that are being brought forth. Not to forget that there were also allegations that were saying that phone records actually implicated Khumalo in this whole chain day, that she was in communication with some of the guys there, which again, you have no business to be in communication with people that will then be accused of unaliving your partner. And so yeah, man, I mean, there's a lot that is going on. There's a lot of people that are actually asking questions. Why would she do that? Her child was only, I think, if I'm not too mistaken, 2 months or something. Her daughter was very young at that time, obviously. And so why would she actually do that, right? Now, I'm not saying that I know everything. I'm not saying that, whatever. But did you guys watch that documentary Senzo Meyiwa? Did you watch it? Do you remember the part where one of his friends actually confessed that the night that Senzo Meyiwa was unalived, he was supposed to have gone see his wife? Do you guys remember that part? From that house, he was supposed to leave to go and see his wife, which would mean to me that him and his wife were in communication. And not only just in communication, I would go ahead and suspect that maybe they were trying to work things out, which would mean that now Senzo Meyiwa would have to leave Kelly or leave Kelly's house and go back to his own house with his own wife. Because I don't think that you can be a wife that's going to be like, okay, it's fine, we're going to be together, but you're still going to have to stay with your side chick. I don't think so. If they were working things out, it means that there must have been some sort of ground that maybe he was going to actually come back home. And remember, guys, it was the time that Senzo's family, like, his mom, his family, they were very much, in love with the wife. They supported her. They obviously wanted her and Senzo back together, to a point where, like, his mom literally even was going to Sangomas, from what the documentary said, so that obviously his son and his wife could actually get back together. So that has to show you the amount of love and support they actually had for her, which is one thing that Khumalo never had from his family. That's the first thing. Now, if Senzo Meyiwa was now nyonyobing, going back to his wife, and it just so happens that maybe Kelly Khumalo actually knew of this Chende, or actually knew, not even suspect, knew that this man was going to leave her and go back to his wife. And mind you guys, at that time, I think that's the way that Kelly Khumalo's child was still so young. I don't think that they were supposed to still to be intimate. I don't know if they were, because I know after you give birth, you do need to go some time without you actually, So maybe it was Ugai getting from his wife, and they were deciding that they were going to fix things. I'm not saying this affects, guys. These are speculations that I have. You guys know I've never really cared too much about this case, because I'm just like, Yena Senzo Meyiwa aya queen. But if honestly it just so happened that she knew of this, I wouldn't. I would believe. I would. And I know that some of you guys would be like, wait a minute, but people are left every single day, blah, 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 and they do nothing. But one thing that I would go ahead and ask is, think about it. Kelly Khumalo, guys, is a public figure. And guys, remember, I'm not saying this affects. I'm just saying that for me, looking at all this that is being brought forth, if everything is the truth, I would only even consider that, okay, Kelly might have done this under this basis of she is a public figure, and she was a public figure then. Remember, there was an incident that actually happened that she and her sister even had to go to court because I think they assaulted Senzo Meyiwa's wife on the N1 or something, on some N whatever on the road and stuff, and it was such a public affair. And the fact that he actually left his wife and he went to be with Kelly Khumalo, that was like such a pride and a thing. Now imagine if it just so happened that she took this man, and mind you guys, her first baby daddy was in jail. Jail Tohan. So now this is the second baby daddy that maybe was fixing things with his wife and maybe was gonna go back to his wife. Would you rather be the baby mama that got left with a 2-month-old or a 3-month-old? This relationship, guys, it was like that Leroy Mihlali kind of relationship where a lot of people really hated it and a lot of people were waiting for its downfall. And so if maybe, she saw that and she was like, I'm just not about to go through this humiliation. Goodbye, booty. I don't know. I do not know. But one thing that I can go ahead and say is that if you just go and rewatch that documentary, I think that there's a lot of stuff that is actually going on in there. Guys, years after Senzo Meyiwa had passed, Kelly Khumalo claimed that Senzo passed actually protecting her, right? Yet there was a time I remember when I don't know if it was in the documentary or not, wherein they were talking about how people were running. Somehow her son saw the guy and said, this is the guy that took my father's life. And I think the son was at about 4 years or something at that time. I can't remember too well. But there's a lot of stuff that just does not make sense. There's a lot of mismatched information that is actually there. The people that are in that house, you guys, they know what actually really went down. And I just feel that they know due to the fact that these people, guys, they have been going left, right, middle, except for the center part that we want. What really actually happened to Senzo Meyiwa. You understand what I'm saying? So at this point, I don't know. There are some people that are actually saying that Kelly Khumalo is being framed, which can happen. South Africa, the government, our justice system, honestly, it's just, there's a lot of unfairness, there's corruption that happens and stuff. And so I think that with the Kelly Khumalo, with the Senzo Meyiwa case, there's also that element of she might be innocent, but due to the fact that the public has named her the one that actually did it, it would be easier to just say it's her and then she goes to jail and then this case is done. The same way that you guys, obviously, this thing has been rounding so much. It's the same as like AKA's case, wherein it's humiliating that, the justice system, our police, the whole justice system can't even crack a case of someone that is very famous. And so at this point, I do personally feel like they do end up just telling us this is the person that someone goes to jail and we all move on with our lives. You understand? Who is going to go and actually say, I'm going to investigate if that person that got arrested 3 years ago is still in jail? Nobody. And so obviously even if you were looking at me as a crazy person, the fact that we have people that are supposed to be in jail and walking out free, Tawa Besta is the biggest proof of it. He was even supposed to be underground, you understand? So this is South Africa. If you've got money, you've got power, you've got connections, especially in the right places, anything can literally actually happen. I really honestly do hope and pray that they are not going to just try and frame her, because one thing I can tell you is that if they want you in there, she will go in there for a very long time, even though she's innocent, if she is. But for the people that were asking the question, why would she do it? If he was planning on getting back with his wife and leaving her to the humiliation and a newborn, child, think about it. Think about it. I personally feel like that would actually be motive. And not to mention the fact that they're saying that after that happened, she went to a sangoma. I think they said to cleanse or something. Why would you want to do that? Because you knew nothing. And why would it be that agent that it has to happen there? That documentary of Senzo Meyiwa, guys, it just reveals so much, so many stuff, and how it was like there was things that were cleaned and then the head was just placed down. So it's like as much as they went there, the crime scene was already tampered with, the allegations obviously that are coming from that. But for me, the biggest question literally still stands. If this is the information that is coming out of court, why is Khumalo not arrested yet? She should come out by bail. I do feel like if she's a first-time offender, do I see her as someone that would run? I think anybody could run, but obviously we are not going to judge based off of that, which means that she would have to actually go on and get the bail. But for the fact that these are the allegations that are being pulled forth, and if the phone records thing is even true, I don't understand why she would even still be someone that is walking out here free and not necessarily maybe on bail. So I do want you guys to go and comment down below what you guys think of this whole situation. And guys, I am not even going to lie, I do believe that if Senzo Meyiwa was in his own house with his own wife and minding his mother freaking good business with his family, that man might still be alive. And even if not, he would not have died the way he did in that house. Okay, now this should be a lesson to all these men out there that believe that, you know what, they can just go and cheat and leave their wives and abuse people, and because it's literally abuse. And obviously if his wife was planning on taking him back, ciao, you know. And again, like even in the documentary, they did mention that he was actually a ladies' man. He was somebody that loved amantombazana, you know. So maybe there's even a third wife or a third woman, not wife, a third woman out there that literally is the one that planned this whole thing, because maybe there was a certain promise that was made and never kept. We will not know. That is the problem of being a fab. We won't even know actually, or even look in any direction, because how will we know? How? Because when you are a person of everybody, you know. But anyway, may his soul continue to rest in peace. However, do I think it's in peace? I do not think so. But, you know, may it rest in peace. Anyway, just do go ahead and comment down below what you guys think of this whole situation. And I also do have to mention that Senzo Meyiwa's brother came out and said Khumalo is not the one that did it. So I know over the years they hate her. So for him to come out and just say boldly that she's not the one, maybe he knows certain information that we do not know. Maybe he knows who really was behind this. And it really has to be the really important people if they would actually throw Khumalo under the bus. I do not know. But one thing I can tell you is that if they're gunning for Khumalo, whatever it is that she knows, she will come out and tell it. So this one is huge, not even going to die. But anyway, from Owamie, I love you guys so much. Stay blessed, and of course I'll see you guys in my next upload. And that is if you don't go to people, let me not. Stay faithful.